right, we might be live.
Yay.
We might not be. I'm not sure. Oh, it says end broadcast. So I think we
Okay,
might be
okay.
live. Let's see.
Oh, is it happening?
Are we there yet? Just keep swimming. Dory, not Dory. Finding Nemo was just on. This still says waiting for, but this says end broadcast.
30-second delay or something on
Yeah.
YouTube.
I was just watching the end of Finding Nemo. Keep
That's
swimming
so
down.
cute. Keep swimming. Keep swimming.
Oh, there we go.
Might be live. Yay.
Okay. And you sound great too.
Hooray.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Let's see. Oh, is it happening?
Okay. There we go.
We're here.
Let's see if
And
I can.
I didn't get that luxury of finding Nemo. We did see hoppers last weekend, though.
Oh, yes. I heard I started listening to the beginning of DL Weekly before I found out that there was a 3-hour hub crawl episode. So
I know. All
they,
those joys to just eat that time. So,
I did hear them talking about that you guys went and saw hoppers. So
yep, I
it,
enjoyed it. A
it's,
lot of good
it's,
moments.
yeah, it's funny because I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure I'm going to. But because I feel the same way that Tag does. Like I love Pixar so much that I definitely want to support anything Pixar does by even with my $12 of going to the movies and seeing them. Um,
Mhm, mhm.
but but the
Yeah.
fact that the one person was like, it's not Avatar. Because when I saw the commercials for it, the trailers, I was like, "Oh, this is just a cartoon version of Avatar."
Yep.
But
And
they were
then
like, "It's not
making out of
Avatar."
them.
So,
Yeah, I read an interesting article that said the biggest complaint that they have with Pixar movies of recent is they keep on trying to have like kids or young adults as the main protagonist, and it makes it harder to tell some of their stories and things that they go with.
okay.
And I'm like, that is a really interesting perspective that I feel like I need to like take some more time with. Like it didn't feel like it impeded anything in this one.
Okay.
Um, but maybe in the other ones it did. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. So
so
you have to rewatch it under that vision.
yeah, that one and the other recent ones that kind of came out. So
All right.
see where we go with that one. But
Do you hear
this
this
is a
or
Star
no?
Wars podcast.
This is
It's the Band Milk
Yep,
Podcast.
I hear that.
Okay. This is a Star Wars podcast, not a Pixar podcast. That's
Hmm.
later on. James and Rob talk Pixar. Will be a
Ooh.
good will be a good title for that. We have to think of something good there. All right.
Hmm, hmm.
Okay, let me start Audacity. All right. Did you start your end?
I am running my recording now.
Perfect. All right. Here we go. On this episode of Bantha Milk Podcast, I have a good feeling about this.
Weesa back for one more.
It's the Band Milk Podcast. Yeah. Pour a glass of that blue milk, we know it's gonna last. With Rob and James behind the controls, discussing Jedi, Sith, and all the plot holes. Every week we're back, can't be denied. Got the hot takes flowing and the canon clarified.
Yeah. And we're back.
We're back and rolling.
We're rolling and we rolling. We're rolling like that. Welcome back, James, to another. We're 4 days late, but just in time. I don't know what that means. All right. So,
Nobody listening knows any better, maybe.
no, that's
So
right.
it's all
Maybe,
here.
maybe it means something that I don't even know about, but I doubt it. Welcome back
Yeah.
to another episode of Bantha Milk Podcast. Yay!
Ooh.
James is still there in Wisconsin. He's about to get snow,
Yeah.
not Star Wars related. And I yesterday had 80-degree weather and then a little bit of snow today. So go figure this
Yeah.
weird world we live in.
Genuinely hoping I'm living on Hoth this weekend is what it's going to turn out to be. So
That is what it's going to turn out to be. You're gonna
Hoth,
and you thought that
Rengar,
and you thought the
what other stuff?
tauntauns smelled on the outside.
I know.
Tauntaun, you're gonna have to keep yourself warm in one of those.
I'll be lucky if that's warm enough.
That's right. If you get the 2 to 3 feet of snow that they're predicting, that's a lot of snow. A lot of
It's gonna be
snow.
a ride. So,
So, all right. Well, while we talk about the weather, let's talk about some other things like what's happening. What are you drinking this week, James?
oh, I am sticking with my home state advantage. This week we're going to the suburb of Madison to Verona for Lake Louis Brewing, and this is the
Mm.
Badger Club, a nice little amber lager. And look at the cute little badger on your
Ah,
sipping. So, pretty excited
look at that little
to have a
badger.
simple one tonight.
Well, because yesterday was so warm out, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be perfect." I have a Lingenheingens, how do you say it? Lingen
Leinenkugel.
Leinenkugels, that's it, a Leinenkugel summer shandy because it
Oh,
was so summery yesterday. Like I said, it was 80 degrees. I ran in my neighborhood. I did a little 2-mile run. It felt wonderful. Shorts and a t-shirt. It was great. And then today it went from 60 in the morning down to 36 right now. So this is
mhm.
maybe hoping me make me feel like it's summertime, but I don't know. And I don't have a glass to
Hope
pour it
so.
into. It's a good old summer shandy. We've seen this a hundred times. So whatever. So let's
I
just
was
pop
like,
the bottle and see what we got here.
sweet, refreshing lemon goodness.
Sure is. Oh, you had a great fizz on yours. Mine was just a little baby
Oh,
fizz.
hey, for a bottle, not bad.
Not
So,
bad. Yeah. All right. Well, cheers, my friend. Oh, let me turn it around.
cheers.
Cheers. There we
Yeah.
go.
Thanks for repping my state tonight.
Hmm. I tell you, this is my favorite summer shandy. This is a really this
It's
the proportions are perfect. It's so good.
They bottled something special with that one. There's a
Hmm.
reason it's always popular. So,
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so good. All right. Well, before we get into everything, let's talk about where other shows on the network real fast. We got Ears Up, we got Puny Pod, we got the Buena Vista Boys are coming back. The Fantasyland Draft League, the newest show on the network. We're gonna be on next month. You're gonna hear
2
our
months.
2 months
2 months.
in May. Oh my gosh, I'm racing through this already. It's
You're
only
going
one.
fast. Yeah.
I'm going
They
fast.
they got
Yeah.
more to get through before us.
That's
So,
right. Sometime in May we'll be on, so listen for us.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
only once a month, that show. I think he's gonna find that people are gonna really enjoy it, and he's gonna have to start doing more than one show a month because we
It's
enjoy it.
true.
We had fun doing it. It was a really good week that a
Yeah.
good episode that we were on.
It was a
And
great time.
yeah, it was a good time. And James had the best team idea ever. So, and
Good.
also the Supreme Resort, those guys over there. So, uh, that's all the other shows. I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry, James.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good.
You just cut me
I'm
off
just
once in a while.
I yeah. Someday I'll figure out how to return the favor. Don't worry.
Well, thank you very much. All right. Well, we're going to jump into real fast some Star Wars news. Maybe you have some that I don't have. Maybe
Ooh, I hope so.
I hope so too, because I got a couple of things, but I don't have a lot. So hopefully you have some.
We'll find out.
Star Wars news.
All right. My first one is about a little video game called Starfield. Have you ever played Starfield before?
No, I've heard of
Okay.
Starfield, but I haven't played it.
Starfield is a game that's supposedly soon to make a return, but modders have transformed Starfield into an incredible 100 gigabyte Star Wars open world RPG game. So they took the Starfield game and they mixed it all up. So the rumored Starfield into a captivating open world Star Wars RGB I keep getting it backwards. RPG experience. This may
Yeah,
not
the
be
role
the
game playing. I'm with you. Yep, yep,
well,
yep.
yes, yes. This is so like Star Wars Galaxies used to be, or even World of Warcraft type of thing, those type of games. Uh,
Yeah.
this may not be the first time that you've heard of the enormous mod project, as we're pretty big champions of it around these parts. This is from Gaming Bible website. To recap, though, Star Wars Genesis is essentially a total conversion mod of Starfield, turning Bethesda's controversial space epic into a fully fledged open world Star Wars RPG. It's totally free to download, although as a mod project, this one is exclusive to PC, and you'll need to make sure that your PC is capable of running a project of this size. It isn't simply a reskin of Starfield. Star Wars Genesis provides an intriguing new storyline, new weapons, diversified locations, and more. Choose to align yourself with either the Empire or the Rebellion and begin climbing through the ranks within the evolving quest lines, or carve out an entirely different path of your own, devs tease. Navigate the vast underworld of Coruscant, moving through shadowed black markets while avoiding Imperial patrols and surveillance. Venture across the galaxy to uncover hidden locations and long buried secrets. From the ruins of Mandalore and forgotten Clone War battlefields on Geonosis to ancient structures on Tython, the frozen wastelands of Hoth, and the barren deserts of Tatooine. The possibilities are endless and expanding with every update. The last part is key. Star Wars Genesis has been around for several years now, but it is constantly being updated to this day. The last patch arrived in January of this year. It wasn't the most exciting update, mainly addressing various fixes. Earlier that month, though, a new Imperial storyline was dropped with lightsabers finally introduced into the mod list. If you download every mod required to build Genesis, you'll need over 100 gigabytes of space with your adventure, tasking you with choosing whether to play as a bounty hunter, mercenary, or outlaw. So there we go. If you have 100 gigabytes on your computer laying around and you want to play a Star Wars RPG game, this is the one for you.
That's pretty cool. Like, obviously there may be better featured ones out there that are just like an actual game that fits with the inside of it instead of skinning another game to get it. But it sounds like they're trying to find a way to make it right that you can actually live and play inside the galaxy. I'm not necessarily too excited at the idea of being limited to like three classes to play inside of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like there I mean, with other RPG games, you
You
have
did it.
so many different classes and ranks and variations to play. So, but if you want to see playing some Star Wars stuff and being able to have the open world feel to it, it might be something to meddle around with.
And you know what? How awesome that someone like turned this essentially into a passion project for themselves of like
Mhm.
modding and readjusting it and creating this and then shared it out with the world. Like we
Yeah.
love when people share their passion.
Yeah, that is super cool. It's also, as I was reading it, I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll try to play this game and I'll be one of the like mercenaries or something like that. But then I think back and I go, in my head, I'm going, if I'm gonna spend the hours and hours and hours on a game, do I want to be doing that like running around and hiding and trying to be sneaky, or do I want a different take on it? Do I want to be the good guy and like build up a good? So it's interesting. I don't know if I have it in me personally to put the hours and time into being a bad guy or to being a mercenary when then you are, if you're just constantly getting killed or constantly bad things are happening to you all the time. So I don't
Yeah,
know, that's just me. I know that there's other people that would play that way all the time. So
absolutely.
yeah, so and I want to try and convince myself to say no, try doing it a different way, but I don't know, whatever. Anywho, the next one, this is a fun one. This is from Discover Wildlife, from the team at BBC Wildlife Magazine. Jedi ants, Skywalker apes, Stormtropius spiders, 10 crazy animals named after Star Wars characters.
We've done it. We finally infiltrated into the important ranks of the world where we can name things. Star Wars fans, my heroes. I'm so happy. Here I thought we were just going to be limited to like snow plows with silly names, but no,
No,
real animals?
real
Oh,
animals named after Star Wars characters. So
incredible.
it is incredible. This is awesome. The first one, Wakia Chewbacca. This is perhaps one of those occasions where the name of an animal is more exciting than the animal itself.
Hmm.
These moths found in Mexico are small and of a dull gray brown color. They do
Let
have some
me
small resemblance to their namesake, however, the hair on its wings. So it has little bits of hair on its wings, but it's a gray moth named
Okay. Okay.
Wafia Chewbacca.
Ironic that it's a tiny moth, probably, but you know what? I'll take the look and style. Okay.
Yes, there's another Chewbacca named uh, Urbaxa Chewy. Chewy is beloved enough to not just have one, but four species of insects named after him.
Why is it bugs? Chewy's huge.
Chewy's huge. Another of these is the species of true bug from Brazil. According to the authors, they named it this because of its bug size and robustness compared to other Herbalaxia species. So that's Herbalaxia chewy. I don't even know what an Herbalaxia bug is, but there's one. I guess the larger one is named Chewy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the Skywalker gibbon. It's what's the
It's like a
official
monkey.
name
Yep.
called? Yeah, Hulak. I can't even say it. Tynixing is its like Genesis genome name or whatever it is.
The
Um,
genus and the species.
Yeah, the genus and species name. A Skywalker gibbon. There's a picture of one walking across a rope. And he's, like you said, he's a monkeyish species.
Yep.
One of the few non-insects on this list is the Skywalker gibbon. Is rare in being a newly described primate. It is also rare in that it is unfortunate, critically endangered. Only
Oh,
first described as a distinct species in 2017, there are as few as 150 individuals left in the wild. Its species name is Taiaxing, which translates to heavenly moment in Chinese and reflects its graceful swing through the trees. For its English common name, the scientists who named it were Star Wars fans and felt Skywalker actually described its movement, accurately described the movement. So that's how it got the
so
name of
yeah, so
Skywalker.
this is our post order 66 gibbon, clearly, and that's why there's not a lot of them left.
That's right.
So we again, things make sense, and we can repopulate it just like we repopulate the Jedi, and we can save the species.
We
So
sure can. So, I mean, it was discovered in 2017.
okay.
When do you think at Animal
Oh man, that's
Kingdom
10 years ago.
or even like
Ah, when they're gonna get one of
when
those
they're
to
gonna
show
get
up in
one?
a place
Yeah,
like that? Oh my gosh. They gotta get it off the endangered list. It's not showing up before then. No,
yeah.
not a chance they're gonna pull it out of its environment. So,
Unless
um,
somehow they have a injured one, and then Disney is like, "Gimme, gimme, 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 gimme."
we'll go like 40 years from now, so that way it can be like the 100th anniversary of episodes 4 release, and then they can have the big thing. So
That's what they're definitely gonna base it
that
off of.
that's the build up. This is it.
This
100th
is it.
anniversary, meet the Skywalker given. We call
That
this
is
one Luke and this one's Leia.
yes. Oh my goodness. So I just want I know that in Animal Kingdom, I think they have a gibbon exhibit, a gibbon area in Animal Kingdom.
Sure.
So I want them to just throw a Skywalker gibbon in there also. Come on, you can do it.
Make it happen, right? Make it
Make it
happen.
happen. All right, Disney Plus's Star Wars animated future finally gets an exciting update. Fans should prepare themselves because the future is bright for Star Wars animation. According to Disney TV Animation News, cartoonist, storyboard artist, and animation producer Natasha Klein, who was the creator, showrunner, and executive producer of Disney's Primos show, has signed a deal with Lucasfilm Animation that will allow her to develop multiple brand new animated Star Wars projects from the ground up. As many Star Wars shows have over the past 7 years, these titles under client's control will be created for and released on Disney Plus. Wow, that was a weird way to put that sentence.
That was, yeah.
So it was also revealed that Klein has extended her development deal with Disney Television Animation and that the extension will include Klein overseeing and developing animated shows, movies, and specials that will be released on the Disney Plus streaming service. It is also worth that's like the same sentence unless they're saying not just Star Wars, but other Disney stuff as well.
Yeah, okay,
Uh,
okay.
because I'm like, you just wrote the same sentence twice.
The same thing twice, yep.
Yeah. It is
We're
also
just
worth
focused on Star Wars, that's all that matters,
yeah,
so
yeah. We don't care about the regular Disney stuff.
no, go away.
I don't care about Winnie the Pooh. I only care about Star Wars. It is also worth mentioning that the report noted that a new Star Wars series was said to be in development that will debut on the Disney Channel. Oh, that's good. And be more targeted towards children, similar to Young Jedi Adventures. The title was rumored to be a collaboration project between Disney Television Animation and Lucasfilm Animation. And if that is the case, Klein will likely be overseeing it as well. So, more is it is possible that fans could receive another Tales of the installment on
Mhm,
May
mhm,
4th, since
mhm.
that has become somewhat of a tradition every year for the past 2 years. Every year for the past 2 years.
What
I-
a tradition. No, we
tr-
get Maul's season finale this year on the 4th, we're not getting
yes,
Tales from
we're
the
not getting Tales
so,
from Tales of the so
not happening.
yeah, so there we go. They hired a new person to Klein to oversee more Disney animation. So hopefully we get some new animation in the future, which is awesome.
And what's not to love about it? I mean, Clone Wars beloved, Rebels
Yeah.
beloved,
Hmm.
Resistance debated, but was on a better track until they decided to cancel it.
Yeah, and it
Um,
was and the Resistance was cute. It didn't have the depth that Rebels and Clone Wars did, but it wasn't bad.
yep, exactly. And Young Jedi Adventures does what it's supposed to do. Bad Batch continued on really well. Like these animated shows do well when they're
Yeah.
given time to
Uh-huh.
breathe
Yeah.
characters that make sense. So, like, let's put trust and faith in these. Let's let them roll out and have their time and make it work.
Exactly.
I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Me
So,
too.
I, more Star Wars is always good Star Wars. So,
Exactly. And for the people who are always like, I don't watch the cartoons, you're missing out. You're 100%
sincerely.
missing out. If you're too cool to watch cartoons, you're missing out because, like we said, Rebels and Clone Wars specifically were very good television. Just,
Very good.
just that they were animated doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch them. Very good television.
Mm-mm.
All right. I don't know if you know this or not, but Disneyland fans, they don't love the Millennium Falcon ride. New Disney CEO plans to change that. I'm sure you've heard this because this new guy, Josh Damaro, he's a little up and comer. He hasn't been around the Disney, the Disney World for a while.
Former Disney Parks president turned CEO Josh D'Amaro. Yep,
Oh,
go
you've
on.
heard of
This
him
guy we've
before.
never heard of,
We never heard
so
of this guy before, but
not a
he
clue.
not a clue. But he did say when he became, or I don't know if it was when he became CEO or right after it
It
was
was
announced that he
I
was.
think it was after he was announced before he took the role. Yep.
Yeah. He said about Smuggler's Run, guests like it, but they don't love it. Demaro told the Harvard Business Review during a Smuggler's Run design session at Walt Disney Imagineering. Demaro invited the Harvard Business Review to sit on a design session with 30 Imagineers where plans were discussed for the new adventure starting The Mandalorian and Grogu. Who are those guys? Never heard of them before.
Mm-mm.
Aboard Smuggler's Run coming to Disneyland and Disney's Hollywood Studios on May 22nd. Tomorrow diagnosis of the key problems of Smuggler's Run. The pilots control the adventure while the gunners and engineers have much less to do, which is true. And so his statements are true. Like the first time I wrote it, my wife and son were the pilots. My wife, she was like, "I have no idea what I'm doing," and we kept banging into things and whatever.
Yep,
And
yep, yep.
I let Cameron. Maybe it was just the four of us. Yeah, it was just the four of us the first time. So they shut down the engineer's job on top of it. So
Yep.
Cameron and I were the gunners. So I just put my hand on the button and then watched the screen out front because I wasn't going to focus on the button, like wait for the other light to turn red and then keep hitting it. I wanted to see what we were doing. I don't want to just stare at a wall the whole time. So it was a neat concept. I really enjoyed it. I thought they tried something new. They tried
Mhm,
to really make
mhm.
everybody have a part of it. And it's really hard to make everybody have a part of it when you got two pilots who are doing 90% of the work and they're like, what else can the rest of the people do? So look, they took a shot.
And, like, how important too of, like, you can't have your gunners and your engineers staring at a wall of lights when the attraction is in front of you. So it's like you can't be that engaged with it.
Yeah.
Maybe too simplified because I think, and maybe I'm totally remembering this wrong. As a gunner, you could just sit and press and hold the
Mhm.
button in. You
Yeah.
don't even have to like
You
tap
don't even
tap tap
have to
tap
do
tap tap
that.
tap tap
No.
tap tap tap. Just press and hold when you want to shoot at the TIE fighters and go through it. And it's easy, especially if you turn on the auto aim. Then it's even
Uh-huh.
easier so you can enjoy the attraction. But like that's exactly what it is. They built it to be what it was. And like I think we just have the misery of like it's just a single story. It's not that same like captivating wow factor of like Star Tours and how we've talked about that one when it first came
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
And so it's hard, but you are so right about how dang bold this is from Josh Tomorrow, who doesn't take on the CE role until March 18th. So he's not even in that seat yet as we're recording and as we're releasing. But a willingness to say, like, this is falling short of our standards,
Mhm.
that's sincerity that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I'm happy because hopefully he says that about Galaxy's Edge as a whole, because the initial pitch for Galaxy's Edge had a lot more interaction in the park itself. There's supposed to be a lot more
Mhm.
droids walking around. Yes, you get Kylo and the stormtroopers every once in a while, or not clone troopers. What are they at the end? They're not the stormtroopers with Kylo. Whatever the
First order
first order
stormtroopers
yeah,
is what
first
they
order
are. Yep.
stormtroopers. Yeah. So you get them once in a while. Now, they did also update for the West Coast. They're going to change the timeline. So now we're going to have Darth Vader walking around, maybe a Luke Skywalker esque person walking around.
I saw
Um,
they're doing a comic series to kind of tie that in as well to make it official and tell the story of what Luke was doing on Batu
okay.
in the
How he
Galaxy's
got to
Edge game.
Batu.
So,
Okay. That's
yep,
good. Uh,
something set I think between 5 and 6. So,
okay. Yeah, so they're trying, but like we still want, and they keep trying different things. They brought out the BD droids for a little while. And
yeah,
they were neat, they were interactive, they were cool. And but like the initial sale of Galaxy's Edge was a lot of this, like this everywhere.
yep,
So it'll be cool. It'll be interesting to see what actually happens and what goes down, and how much uh this changes, and what they change with the Mandalorian and Grogu driving and flying the Millennium Falcon. And maybe you're following his spaceship around or something like that, which would be cool. And
mhm,
we've talked about it, and I think Tag has also talked about it. Eric has talked about it before as well. Like any ride, even the other uh, ride. Uh, hmm, No, I take that back. I'm talking to myself in my head right now. Nobody else can hear
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah, nope,
saying. But like
got
there's
nothing.
there's other screen rides that you can change and you can update in the Disney parks as a whole.
Yep,
And why not? Even Star Tours, for example, can not easily, you know, I say easily from an outside standpoint. You put new video up there and you adjust the controls for the flight simulator to move around differently. And you can every year you could even add, even if it's just one scene a year. If there was a group of people whose only job was programmer wise was to program a new scene each year, then they could have, and they could get rid of old scenes if they didn't want to anymore or whatever. But like to keep it fresh, to keep it going would be amazing. It would really help.
yep. I'd just be curious how they tie it all in with like the Hondo pre-show and everything, because
Hmm.
ultimately it has to be like him saying you're going with me to get coaxium or whatever it is. So I'm really curious how this is going to fit with Mando and Grogu as part of this transition as well into that piece, because like there's story that exists, there's story that they
Yeah.
can't like build out of the queue, and so
Unless
what it turns
Hondo,
into.
if Hondo is in the new movie, that would be interesting.
That's interesting.
Because if Hondo's in the new movie, then we could have Hondo just saying, follow my friends, the Mandalorian and Grogu, as they go through and get me. It won't have to be coaxium, whatever's part of the movie, whatever they're hunting for in the
Yep,
movie, you have to go get whatever they're doing in the movie. So if they really tied
absolutely.
into the movie, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So those are 4 that I found news-wise. I don't know if you have anything else other than those 4?
I've got 2 more,
All
and
right.
since I was laughing because you started talking about the video game, I'm like, I too have a video game story that the
Nice.
community tried to create, long ago, way back in the distant 2012. There was a game called Star Wars First Assault that was
Okay.
supposed to be going, and this one, Disney canceled pretty early. But they had some game footage that leaked out in about 2015, showing off how the game was. And so this is kind of like a first-person shooter, like story mission game. I think there was a little bit more to it, but people like unearthed a lot of it and
Okay.
like pulled out some of the gameplay. Um, and so, reading a little bit more, it looks like it was like a Fortnite style game, 8v8 shooting gameplay style. At least that's what was available with some like mission and checkpoint things going with it. And so they created like the first level that you could kind of play through. And so there's a bunch of gameplay. It's buggy as all get out. There's so many problems with it. What do you expect when like you're unearthing a game from 15 years ago that got canceled?
Yeah.
Um, but like it's just kind of really fascinating that they found this, Call of Duty style game and brought it out here and showed it. So it if this and your story about a video game isn't proof that people want to keep on playing Star Wars video
Yeah.
games, like we
And
just need some
and
good stuff.
yeah, and, like, Star Wars is a great platform for an RPG style game. Because we know so many planets and so many different things, and there's so many different quests that you could set up. Even like Star Wars Galaxies back in the day had so many side quests that you could do on top of if didn't even want to start by being a rebel or an empire. You could just do all these side quests as well. So it's definitely a platform worthy of video games. So I'm excited
Mhm.
that we're bringing back these old ones, and hopefully it tells people in the gaming world, make new ones. Give us some good new ones. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right, my second story for you is titled Diabolical. Someone opened their new Star Wars Lego set and found pasta instead of bricks, and it's not
Oh,
an
no.
uncommon scam.
What?
Yeah, a viral Reddit post shows a Lego Star Wars box supposed to be one of the Venator class attack cruiser, the small miniature ones,
Okay.
showing up, and instead there's 4 bags of penne pasta, and not just 4 bags of pasta. They reused the Lego bags that are
Oh
numbered
my goodness.
and filled them with pasta. And so people are saying that like it seems like some sellers or others have been the victims of fraud because people will buy them, take the pieces, and then refill the bags with pasta to get it to equal weight
Yeah.
because they're trying to get it to bypass like the overworked and underpaid and poorly treated Amazon warehouse workers that can't check inside the box, just see weight's right. All right, let's move on and go with it.
Oh my goodness.
So
That is
imagine
crazy. Like, I
ordering a used open box.
that's why I like, there's so many now, like, brick stores as like Lego brick stores. There's like 2 or 3 of them near my house at this point. And
Mhm.
I've gone in there a couple of times. I've looked at the stuff, but it's either supposedly, new sealed old stock, like I still never, I don't know why, but it's still just sitting here. The gingerbread, uh my gingerbread at or ATAT um that I just never opened,
Yep,
which, if you want to get it at the after place, the used store, it's like $150 now when it was $60 when you bought it or whatever.
yep.
Or like they'll have the sets that are all already built. Like
Already
they'll have
built, yeah.
all the helmets that are already built, and I'm like, "Hey, the fun of Lego is building it."
Building it,
That's
yes.
why I want it, is to build it, and then I put it on the shelf and never touch it again. But I don't want to just put it on, and especially like if it's a helmet that's out of system or canceled out now or whatever.
Yep.
Even one that's already built is $200, and I'm like, I don't want an already built one for $200. I want to build my own. So the
Yep.
fact that now people are building them, filling them with pasta, putting them back, that's ridiculous. That's such a shame for the person who gets that second one. So yeah, so I'm always afraid of getting something used because of that exact reason.
Yeah, it's just tragic. Like you don't get the set you want, and you're stuck with a box that is al dente. Not,
Ba-dum-tsh.
not my joke. Thanks, Reddit.
Oh, there. Well, you could have taken credit for it. I would have given it to you.
Ah,
That was a good
I
one.
appreciate it. I appreciate it, but sometimes not that smart.
Sometimes. All right. Well, while I think that's it. That's gonna wrap up the news, and we're gonna jump. Oh, it's funny. I have book talk listed here as things for us to talk about. And
Yeah, I'm still not reading, so
no, we last Friday we were
soon.
yeah, soon once it gets summertime. Last Friday was supposed to be, or it was, Read Across America Day, and our school reads for this year. They read for 26 minutes because it's 2026. So the whole school had to shut
Mm,
down, and we
okay,
read for 26 minutes. So it was a fun little thing,
that's
except
cool.
I had to take the day off. I had to go to the doctor's appointment. So I took the whole day off, and I took my book to school, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start reading it again. And then I didn't go to school that day. So I still
Oh,
didn't
bummer.
get to read. So that just made me laugh about book talk. Eventually, we'll get back in the book talk and whatever it is
Someday. Yep.
someday. But before we continue with anything else, it is time for James's.
Another music interlude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
I'm the Jedi of the week.
Mhm,
I've been
mhm.
running it like I be Yoda for a minute. Putting on a clinic with my homie Obi-Wan Kenobi. Can you feel it? On the field like a real one. Yeah, I'm the one like my first.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all the Jedi of the week. It is James's turn to tell us all about a new Jedi, and I can't wait.
I know, and you gave me, like, extra days, so I was able to actually, like, write out what I wanna say about this one instead of bullet
Nice.
pointing it.
All right, I'm
So
ready.
whew, okay. So for the letter O, I have to admit, I've skipped some of the more obvious big name Jedi in previous weeks to shine a light on the wider roster, but
Sure.
I just couldn't resist this one. He's easily one of my absolute favorites. You heard him in the song. This week's spotlight is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
How do you spell that? I never heard of him before.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe you know him by the name Ben.
Oh,
Um,
Ben. Yes, I thought you were
yeah,
gonna
old
do him at the
Ben.
letter B. Yes.
Yeah, no, he's old Ben, so,
Old Ben.
it
You mean
just
that
makes
hermit
sense.
that lives up on the hill?
Yeah, that old space wizard.
The
So,
old space wizard. The
yeah.
old Harry Potter.
Mhm,
All
mhm,
right, well, tell us
exactly.
some things about good old Ben that we don't know.
Well, if you wanna understand who he was at his core, you don't actually need to look at his legendary battles, you just need to look at his stance. Obi-Wan was the undisputed master of Form 3 or Sorsu. It's the most defensive of all lightsaber forms. It's about creating a tight, impenetrable guard, weathering the storm, and waiting for your opponent to exhaust themselves or make a mistake.
I
And
like
so
it.
this combat is perfectly mirroring his like entire philosophy. He wasn't called the negotiator for nothing. He didn't actively seek out violence. He didn't crave the glory of an offensive strike. He became an immovable object, whether he was facing General Grievous, Darth Maul, tense diplomatic disputes, even though he's not brave enough for politics. His first instinct was always de escalate, defend, and endure. And I got to tell you, endure is probably the defining word of his life
That is true.
because, man, he is full of just loss after loss after
Uh-huh.
loss. Qui Gon died early in his arms. He lost Duchess Satine, the love of his life, his best friend, and my brother fell to darkness, basically died of lava in front of him, and let alone the systematic slaughter of his entire Jedi culture. But that's why Obi-Wan stands out, because others who experienced just a fraction of his traumatic life, he never fell to the dark side. He never became bitter. He never gave up on his duty to the galaxy. His true greatest strength wasn't his power in the Force, it was his unshakable resilience. He's the ultimate proof that you can lose everything and still choose the light.
I love it. Not only that, he's also old Ben. So
I know.
these are
How
not
can
the
how can you
droids you are
resist?
looking for.
So many iconic pieces.
Yes, he is awesome. And on top of it, he had his own book, many comic books all about him. So,
Yes.
yes,
Own TV show as well.
his own TV show where we thought it was going to be him and young Luke, and it turns out to be him and young
Him
Leia.
and Leia. Surprise.
Um, which is funny because John Jackson Miller, who wrote the Obi-Wan book,
Mhm.
which is a great book, was all about like him just being Obi-Wan on Tatooine. Like he's supposed to be there watching Luke, but at the same time, bad things happen in the town near him. And I don't know if it was Moss Esper or not. I forget offhand now. But like he went in and he was being a good guy. And even though he was
Yeah.
hiding that he was a Jedi, he was still like defending the town and still being the most awesome person that he could be. So
Living
um
his life.
living
Yeah.
his life, even yeah, so well, great choice because I wouldn't want you to skip the letter O and not do Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's like skipping the
Yes.
letter L and not doing Luke Skywalker or
I
Leia.
figured I can't get away with so many of them, right? I have to show that I actually know the main Star Wars characters at some point, right?
You're like, "I do watch the show, I don't just pick random people. I know all the real guys too, the main characters." So
I'm like a person in a fantasy football draft that just picks based on cool names.
yeah. You're, you're like, I like the helmet of this team. I'm gonna pick this guy."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, awesome job. Obi-Wan is awesome and definitely worthy of being Jedi of the Week. So, Obi-Wan, you get the banner this week as the Jedi of the Week. We're going to go to a short commercial break selling something, I don't know what, maybe some gambling stuff or maybe who knows what else. But we'll be right back after these commercial breaks. What time is it? All right,
10 to
39
5.
minutes. 39 and a half minutes in. Okay. All right. Where's my
Was
other?
it socks? Was it socks? Did they sell us socks? No?
It
Oh.
was not socks. I wanted socks. Darn it. I wanted to sell some socks. You buy that one
I
pair of
know.
socks and then they give one to the homeless. It's very nice, but unfortunately it
Yep.
wasn't a socks ad. Nope.
Dang
All
it.
right. Dang it. Okay. Well, we are back after the wonderful commercial that you just listened to. Thank you for supporting our sponsors there, Fox and Socks or whatever it was.
Mhm,
And
mhm, mhm.
now we're now we're getting back to the main part of the show, which is the final breakdown of Lego Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past, episodes 3 and Quattro. I actually I watched both of them again today because I wanted them to be fresh in my memory. And I really enjoyed episode 3. I thought it was maybe the most fun episode.
Yeah.
Um, it had a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think they've really hit their stride. Like, they've
yeah,
got the characters, they've got so much going on, but it's not overwhelming in terms of story. They're still, like, in that Lego sphere. I'm with you. This is peak.
yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So let's give a little breakdown, and then you throw in all of the Easter eggs that you saw as I'm talking about it, and all that other good stuff. So, episode 4 starts with Sig and Dev have to work together to build a ship so that they can get out of the nowhere place that they got stuck in. And we
Full
actually
sold.
Yeah. And we actually see them first build a TIE interceptor, which was just recently seen in Andor season 2. But they end up building what they call the Force Burner, which
Which
is
is so cool.
yes, like I love the Snowspeeder. That's one of my favorite Star Wars ships. Um
Mhm, mhm.
I just think it was neat. I remember watching it as a kid and remember watching them wrap the cord around the AT-AT's ankles and make dropping all the AT-ATs. It was a lot of fun. And I did a little bit of research on it to find out why they never flew them out of the flew them off the planet. And apparently, there's two different types of engines. I guess would be the word
Mhm.
motors, power supplies, whatever that spaceships have in Star Wars. One that is worthy of outer space flight, and one that is not. And these apparently were not worthy of outer space flight. So that's why they
Ah.
never did that, but when they rebuilt it this one, it was because it was really cool. It was basically a snow speeder with flames on the side, which was
Yeah.
it was fun. They went through, like,
And
4
this is
different ships.
oh, yeah, and this is one of the actual Lego sets that was out there for you to buy and build at home, so
But yeah, and unfortunately, it was the first one that they have discontinued, so
I know,
you
I'm like,
can't get it
"Come
now.
on."
So there we had, with season one with sorry about that. But while
That's
that's
good.
going on, we see the Skywalkers, Jedi Bob, and Yessie trying to escape Darth. What's his last name? Soltis,
Solitus.
Solitus. That's
Just
how you say it.
just Solitus, not Darth Solitus,
Yes.
just Solitus.
And while they do so in that blacked out Millennium Falcon, they find themselves near Naboo and run into some pirates, led by the Queen of Pirates, Padme Amidala. And this was fun, uh, a fun little when Darth Vader was like, "Wait, Padme?" And they're like, "You know her?" He's like, "Yeah, she was the love of my life, but she wanted to be a pirate." And I said, "The pirate's life is not for me."
I
Uh,
know.
which was
There's so many good lines out of Vader for this one,
yes,
so
it's such a great line. It was so much fun. I was like, "Oh my gosh." But she's the queen of the pirates. Uh,
she is. It was, like, great, like, I appreciate this so much because like, she's a character they clearly held off on in season 1, like,
yes.
they wanted to make sure she had a special place, and then what better way like, how pirates are so frequent in Star Wars in the universe, and so, like, bringing her as a pirate queen and letting pirates sit in there is, like, again, just a really smart addition to
Oh,
everything.
100%, 100%. And the fact that then she had Jabba's sail barge and it was even fancier, it was more piratey than just a regular sail barge was
Yep,
awesome.
yep.
Um, so and a few of these pirates are other familiar faces. For example, Cassian Andor, but more of a deep cut is the shapeshifter from Attack of the Clones, Zam, not with Zam Whistle,
Sam
Zam
Wessel. Yep,
Wessel,
Sam
yep,
Wessel. Yep.
and C3PO with his
Mhm.
with his black arm instead of the leg, and then
Yep, probably didn't
R2D2.
recognize him. You say it right.
R
R2D2.
was great. He had a peg leg.
Yeah, it was so great.
They had an
Oh my
eye patch
gosh.
on over his one eye. Oh, it was awesome.
It
Uh,
was great. So,
but,
uh,
they're not welcome
worth
with
no
open arms. Go ahead, what
no,
were you
they're
gonna say?
not.
Yes.
Worth noting for the fans, it's not Diego Luna voicing Cassian Andor in this one.
No,
So
it was
it's
not. It was a guy trying to do a Cassian accent, but it was clearly not Cassian.
yep,
Um, it was pretty funny, which is weird because there were so many people who did do it, but Diego Luna did not. Um,
yep.
and it says they're not welcome with open arms as they're going to be thrown into a not the Scarlac pit. And she goes, "Oh no, not a Scarlac pit, a Snoke pit." And they were like,
Mhm,
"What's
mhm.
that?" And she was like, "We found all of these Snoke clones,
All these
all
clones,
these
yep.
clones." And she's like, "It doesn't matter what they are. They were pretty much useless or something like that." It was awesome.
Which is so incredible of like the willingness for the Star Wars group to be like, yeah, we
Yeah,
probably
right.
didn't do that right. It's like, yeah, no, really. Like we got no explanation or bad explanation about clones. Snoke built up and then he just gets cut down. Like, what?
What? Oh, it was awesome. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Um,
Ugh, but speaking of Easter eggs, on the front of, Amidala's sail barge, the figurehead, like, on it is an angel, and so all I can sit there and think is, "Are you an angel?" She
oh,
put the angel out.
she put the angel out there. You know they did that on purpose. I
Oh, they
would I would
had
have
to.
I would love to have been in the writing room when they were writing this series because so many good they're like, what's a great line that we can butcher and then make even funnier? And what's a little thing, like you said, are you an angel? So she has to have an angel on the front of the starship, on the front of the barge.
Yeah.
All these little things that are just and even even when Luke and Leia show up and Luke's wearing the, basically what was supposed to be Leia's bikini, he's
Yep,
now wearing it as a guy. He's like, "I thought we were going swimming." Oh, it was
yep.
so funny. Um,
So funny. I wrote down in my notes, and I don't remember if it was here or somewhere else of, Vader talking about Amidala again and him saying something like, uh, "I had the moral high ground, but
oh, yeah.
she had the actual high ground," or something. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
So
again,
there's
in
again,
lines.
another great line. Yes, using their lines. It was so many great quick quips like that, which were awesome.
Yep,
Um and is oh they talked about Darth Plagueis and he said is he Mace Windu? It didn't matter because all right. In this scene, we also get to see Luke in his version of the gold bikini, and
yep,
Jet,
yep.
and then Jedi Bob says, "I sense something, a presence I haven't felt since I guess the other time that I felt it." And making fun of obviously Darth Vader saying that he sensed it in New Hope, and that's when they get saved by Sig, Dev, and Ahsoka. Uh, Brickhead Ahsoka is awesome. She's flying in the background.
So great. Yep,
uh, uh, Dev and actually convince the Queen of the Pirates, Padme. Oh, yeah. So they save him and they go, "We need to talk." And so then they convince Padme that the Solitus is going to destroy everything and that they all need to be team up together. Um,
yep.
which is great. So they said this is they need to make a big fleet. And they're Sig is like, "Oh, well, we don't have any ships. How are we gonna do that?" And just yes, he's like, "I wish I knew somebody who could do that." And he was like, "Oh, wait, that's me. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I could do that."
Yeah.
Um,
Funny.
so he created B wings that are also BB-8 wings, which was
BB wings, as they're
yeah,
called.
BB wings, which is very funny. It was interesting because they both had a lot of articulation to them, so it was great that they would put those two together. Um,
Yep, yep.
then they
And we need to appreciate too that this is the moment that we finally have the full Skywalker family unit
yes,
together.
they're all
It's
together.
not done before and probably will never be done again.
And everybody's happy. Mom, dad. I love
Yeah,
Luke.
yeah.
Luke and Leia were like, "Mom," and
Dad.
then Dad.
Hey,
Amidala was
Dad.
like, she was at one point. She was like, "Leia, I love you. You remind me so much of me." And then she goes to Luke, and you remind me a lot of Annie. And he was like, "Huh?" She goes, "I won't hold that against you." So pretty funny. And
Mhm, mhm.
right before that, they all take off the flight. Solitus,
Solitus, yep.
Solitus, yeah. We get to see Darth Jar Jar sneak onto the Millennium Falcon as he now has spider legs like Darth Maul did in the Clone Wars. Um,
Admittedly, I didn't recognize that when the shadowy figure went. I'm so disappointed in myself for that,
oh,
so
yeah, I knew as soon as you saw somebody jumping in. Although it was funny the spider legs in the until he's like when she goes running into the back of the the Black Millennium Falcon and she's like and then he's like, "Look at my new legs. I'm so much better now." Then
Mhm.
you're like, oh, there it is. It's the Jar Jar Binks, or it's the mole legs. But yeah, so I did. I guess I want to be Jar Jar jumping into there. So, but anywho, uh,
Mhm, mhm.
Jar helps the Sith escape. Some kind of ruins their chances of being Saltus in the fight. But Jedi Bob realizes that they're going to have to go in and fight Saltus themselves, which isn't really the greatest idea because when they get in there, they're met by K2SO, who says, "Congratulations, you're being destroyed."
Oh,
Uh,
it's so good.
which is a great parallel to congratulations, you are being rescued from
Yep.
Rogue One. And that's pretty much how episode 3 ends. It was quick. I was watching and it was like little under 20, maybe a little over 20 minutes before the commercials or credits. I'm sorry,
Wait,
before the credits.
wait, don't they start their fight at the end of episode 3? Don't do
Yes.
this to me. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so then they start fighting at the end, and it's all blurring together to me now.
Yeah, because this is when, um, Solitus convinces Dev that
Oh,
Jedi Bob's
yes,
not gonna train him, and
yes,
so he should
yes,
side with him, and so everyone gets sent in the Force hold except for them, and so they just finally get to bask in this
yes, into the
silence and
silence,
goodness.
yes. Yes, you are correct. And it's funny because he wants, and it's almost like ironic. He wants to rule the galaxy, but he just wants silence, but then there's nothing else there.
He
So
just
it's
wants
like
himself.
he just want yeah, and I'm surprised that Dev wasn't like, "This is it?" Like, "What about anything else?" Because there was nothing else. It was just the 2 of them.
Yep,
But yeah, so it was a fun battle. That was a fun little battle there. Sig was trapped against the wall. Jedi Bob was trying to get through the force field of Lego bricks, and there was a real. It was the same thing as what happened to Anakin with Palpatine tricking him and telling him that follow me and I'll teach you even more things than these other people can do, and
yep.
all the mind games that he was playing on him because Jedi Bob was hesitant. He didn't want to train him because he
He was
didn't trust
being a
him.
jerk,
He
you
was
can
being a
say
jerk.
it.
For a Jedi, he was definitely being a jerk because he was like, "No, I'm not going to train him because he's going to turn on us again, and I don't want to do that." So, yeah, so Salatus was like, "Look, he didn't want to train you. I will train you. I
Yep,
want to train you. I want to help you. I want to make you stronger than you are." So then Dev did go with him, but even at this point, I'm going, okay, Dev has to become the good guy. Like it can't end this way.
yeah.
So then that's where the where this episode ends with everybody getting sent to the what's the other
To the Force hold.
to the force hole. Yes, there you go. Thank you.
I I gotta say how much I love that the end of this episode feels similar to how I felt after like episode 5 or episode 8, where it's like it's
Yes.
starting to feel pretty hopeless for the good guys.
Mhm.
Like we're seeing the bad guys have essentially won at this point. And so like what are we gonna do to turn it around? Or is just how the world is? And so
Yeah.
it just feels like good design.
Yeah, very good design. All right, so then the South is winning. I already blah blah. Okay, episode 4 begins with our heroes running for their lives because the force hold cannot hold an entire galaxy, so it's collapsing in on itself.
Yep.
And this is when Sig says, "Wait, hold on, stop running. If we all work together, we can stop it." They said
Mhm.
they have to
Mhm.
create a force myriad, not a force dyad, but a force myriad. And Servo explains to us myriad means many, which is great because how many people actually know what a myriad is. So it's great that
Yep. Yep.
little Servo popped out there and explained that this is what it means. Um,
Yep.
so they
Yep.
all work together and they force their own hole through and get back into the main galaxy.
Yep.
Even the bad guys are helping with this. All of the Darth Jar Jar, all of the Tico, what's her name? No.
Rose
Yeah,
Tico,
Rose
yep.
Tico was there.
With Rose
Um,
Tico and all the Sith are
all
helping,
the
yep.
Sith, and it was funny. Your little blue Sith guy that you like from
Darth Nubs,
Darth
yep.
Nubs was like, "Meh." He didn't really say much,
Everyone
but he was like,
just
so
jumps in.
so they all jumped in, they all helped out.
And the
Uh,
brothers, "I love you." I know.
I know. Another great line. I love that shirt, that, the couple shirt where one
Yeah,
says
yeah,
I
the
love you and the
Parks,
other one says I
yeah,
know. And
yup.
it's even better when, the man's shirt says I love you and the wife's shirt says I know, which is
Oh,
what
it's
Leia
so
did
good.
back to him later on. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, so he says I know, and then he says I love you too. And then that's when I think that's the whole family. The is that when the Skywalker family hug was also?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that that I think is it, so
that was fun. So they get back to the main galaxy. Uh, what is this? I honestly had no idea who. Sorry, my brain. Oh, okay. So sorry. K and then K2SO comes out and leads. K2SO comes out and he's like, "You be prepared to whatever." And they were like, "Didn't you learn the last time?" And then out of the ground, all these bunkers pop up with all of these B2 and B1 battle droids. And then they're like, "And dark troopers too?" And they were like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
guess he did learn." So then they're all fighting all those. They said all the force people in front. Sig put up like a little barricade for all the non-force people to hide behind,
Yep.
which look like the sides of some of the Empire
Like,
spaceships too.
yeah, the larger TIE wings,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So then, as they're fighting that, they just feel overwhelmed. Brickhead Ahsoka is like, she see her turn and she hears or sees something, and then she's
"I'll
like,
be right back."
I'll be right back." They were like, "What?" She's like, "I'll be
"Now?"
right back. Now? Can't you wait?" She's like, "No, I'm leaving." Um,
Yep.
so then great battle. This was fun for a Lego battle, and it's also fun since it's Lego, they're able to like really elaborate and exacerbate all the fighting and everything like that. So
Yeah, and especially, like, when the B-1s get blown up, they just explode into pieces like they do, like, it's just great, and you
and
got this
all
great open scene, so
yeah, all the B1s are like, "Bow," like they're doing their typical B1 voices and stuff.
as
Um,
they do, yep.
Everybody is they're doing, like, all kinds of the craziest fighting, like, they're like, "Papow, chow, boom, boom," like, just, like, silly fighting, silly destroying all of them.
R2's flying around, C-3PO is telling him he's going too fast, like,
Oh
yep,
my
you're
god, that
just
was so fun.
getting great moments.
Getting gr and the new R2 with all of his he was like a real Swiss Army knife in this one. Not only was a Swiss Army knife, but he was like
Truly.
a cannon and everything else. It was great. Um,
R2 took over.
Arg. And then, as they're fighting, Jedi Bob tries to reason. And Luke went old Luke, episode 7 or episode 8 Luke, when he just blasts all of the B1 droids and he goes, "Here, I'll
Yeah.
clear a path for you." And just they were like, "He could do that?"
Yep, yep.
And so then Bob and Sig go running over and they're like, "You've been defeated." And he's like, I haven't even started to been defeated," type of thing, whatever. Um, and he says, I see I have one last lesson to teach you. And then the all the droids stop, collapse, and then turn into giant droidicas, a giant K2SO, and they're like, "Uh-oh, now what?" They're like, "Now this is when everything is bleak." And they're like, "Well, I was nice knowing everybody." And then out of the wreckage behind comes a giant Chewbacca again, and she was like, Ahsoka was like, "I knew I heard him."
Right? And bringing on, like, so much of the group to get these people back, it's great.
It was great. So he's fighting, they're all fighting. They they couldn't like beat them. They were like, "Oh, the armor is too strong." Chewbacca
Yep.
kept getting blasted by him, turning around, throwing them all over the place. And then this is so cute. Yessie goes running over to one of the Jordicas and she's like, "I can drive it." And she's like, "I need to be twice as tall as I am and twice as big or something like that.
Twice as
And
blocky or something really
twice as
weird, yeah.
blocky, yeah. And Ahsoka's like, I have purpose.
Finally, you have reason to
Finally.
go, so
She jumps in and she starts blasting the K2SO. He's like, "You're supposed to be on my side." And
mhm,
Ahsoka's like, "No, I'm
mhm.
not." And she's like, "Bah, bah, bah." Oh, so funny. Um,
Yeah.
so then Soltis was talking, he was getting even more powerful because he had all the power now. And then it was weird because they get him out, they blast him out, and I'm like, wow, that's the end of the show. And then there was still like
Yeah,
12
it's
minutes
great.
left after that. I was like, wait a minute. um,
Yeah,
so then everybody's being friendly and happy to each other, and they're talking about how this is a great galaxy and everything like that. And um, Luke is talking about flying faster than 12 parsecs. And he goes, I know that doesn't mathematically make any sense or something like that, or that's not a unit of measurement or something. It was a funny line. Um, and then as they're all happy and they're celebrating and everything like that, all of the Sith are like, should we take them now? And they were
Jar
like,
Jar. Maybe we should turn over a new leaf? No,
and they're
no.
like, no, not now. Let's just do all this. So then um they all jump into a trash compactor. What's that? That says when they jump in a trash compactor. I don't know that.
I don't remember that one, but maybe
That might have been from the first
an
episodes, early
earlier one when they
episodes.
got thrown in there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one. Okay, so then, yeah, so then that pretty much wraps it up at that end. I think the Sith go away. They're like, oh, maybe we will take over a New Leaf, maybe we won't. So they're leaving it open because, and it was funny because as it happened, I was like, okay, if there are no bad guys at all, like, will there be another season of this? Like, if everybody turns out to be a good guy, but we will get some bad guys, I'm sure, if they want to make another season. But it
Yeah.
was fun. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was really cute. It was really fun. It was fun them making fun of themselves so much.
Yeah, it's the heart of what every Lego Star Wars does. Like the video games all did this as well. It's the right humor, it's the right style, it's the right fit. Like, yeah, we got some more like serious quotes and things going in there. Like, I wrote down, I think Solitus at one point said, like, if you stare into the abyss too long, it stares back at you. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's really philosophical for what
that's
we're going
really
for right now.
for a Lego Star Wars
Yeah.
cartoon. That's really
I
deep.
Yeah, I'm like, I wanna think about that line a little bit longer, but I am not watching the right show for something like this.
No.
I just wanna embrace, like, especially the ending where we get all of the things that I think playtime just makes sense. Ahsoka finds friends again
Yeah.
like, the rebels and stuff.
Oh, yeah, and
We get
the whole them taking Salatus down by Salatus likes order, it is almost gone back to the original Lego movie, that Will Ferrell was the dad in, and he liked everything in its place, and the kid didn't
Yep,
like it. It was going back to that, like, we can take them down by just building silly things. And he was like,
yep.
"Why would you even build that? That doesn't even make sense." And he was just like
Yeah,
going nuts.
exactly. He's just angry about it, and
Yeah,
so, yeah, that idea of, like, imagination and play, like, it's just the perfect heart of all of what this is, and I love it, and so, I'm with you, I'm like, I would love another season of this, but I'm also like, do we have enough of a good thing right now? Are
right.
there enough characters left in the world that they haven't used that would give us some of that value that we would probably be looking for. And I'm like, I don't know if we do. And I've kind of felt that when we got to like Amidala's pirate gang, because I'm like, we're throwing in people like Captain Phasma,
Yeah,
who was like not beloved. Nine Nub is in there, who has his little bit of experience with it, but it's like we're kind of scraping and like
yeah.
killing off some other characters. I'm like, I just don't know if there's enough left to
And,
do like
Hux was in there, like, there was a they had almost every character was in there somewhere, whether they were in the background or not, but they
yeah.
had definitely, like, picked through almost all of the characters. Even like you said, like I said with Zam Wexel, like throwing her in there
Yeah, I
briefly
mean,
and like
they brought back Darth Revan, Cal Kestis showed up.
yeah,
Someone online was trying to convince people that Kyle Katarn was there. I don't know if I saw that one for sure. But again,
yeah,
it's like we're gonna have to start digging into like Legends characters if you want to do that, which let's be real, there's a fan base out there that would be like, yeah, I want all of that
uh-huh.
to happen, but that's not mainstream enough. And so I'm
No,
like, you don't there's no room for like a new surprise. Like
yeah,
there just isn't that character left, so they just have to go with what they have. Now, if they can make a villain as cool as Solitus was and how great he was for this, maybe you could pull something off, but I'm
yeah.
not sold.
And the other thing
Is
maybe they could do, it would be really weird if they did like a Marvel Star Wars mashup where like Marvel
oh,
characters somehow came in. And because like if you think about it's really funny what dealing with like Legos. Like as a kid, I bought and also like the sets that I had as a kid were just like the Lego City or it was Lego Space, but it wasn't tied to anything. It wasn't Star Wars.
yeah.
You know,
Yep.
so it was like you didn't have Anakin's spaceship, so you didn't want to destroy Anakin's spaceship to make something else. When it was generic like Lego City and Lego Space, you didn't feel guilty about breaking up the space station because you're making a different space station. You're making your own space station.
Yeah.
So I didn't I wasn't around at a generation when it was like specific stuff. Like I know my friend Tom had a bunch of like Star Wars Lego sets from the very early Star Wars sets. And I remember going over his house one time for one of his kids' birthday party, and he was like, "Well, that was the X-wing. That was Darth
Oh,
Vader's ship. That
jeez.
was because the kids tore it all apart." And like, that's what Legos is supposed to be, and I think by branding it so much, it's really hard to do that, but it would be fun in a movie or TV series to have Marvel going against Star Wars or something like that. Like, that would be or even, well, they wouldn't
Interesting idea. Yeah.
do Harry Potter because that's on a Disney product, but, like, any of the other like, it would be
Mhm.
fun to have a giant mashup between 2 universes that are Disney product universes, so that would be, like,
Mhm.
crazy and fun to do, so
Yeah.
I don't know. But this was a fun series. Once again, for all the people who don't like cartoons or anything like that, like you're missing out. There was a lot of lines, and we didn't even get through all the lines. There's so many other lines that we could have
Mhm.
gotten through that are so funny. And even if we got through all the ones that we saw, you could still find more that we missed. So
And you could watch and be better than me because apparently there's a mini kit, like the collectible from the
oh,
Lego Star Wars games in every episode, and
yes.
I didn't see any of them, so need to go back and find them apparently. And you're right, like this is worth the laugh that you'll get out of it. You're
Yeah.
bound to get at least one laugh.
And
So
and they're 24 minutes long, and there's 6 minutes of credits at the end, so they're really under 20
easy.
minutes each one. So it's
Yep.
easy to watch, and they're fun to watch, and they're silly and whatever. So I highly recommend checking them out and watching them because they were a good watch. They were a very good watch. So we have a couple weeks until Maul comes out. I can't wait to watch this Shadow Lord, the Maul
Mhm.
series. Maul is one of those characters that are awesome and didn't get enough screen time, but then they build him up with other things like the cartoons. Both of them, Clone Wars and Rebels, both had a lot of Maul in both of them. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. And even with the previews for it, the graphics are just amazing. It's not, basic cartoons or even like Lego cartoons. Like the graphics on this are high level. So it's almost like you're watching it's like watching Avatar because Avatar is all basically a giant cartoon at this point. So it's almost like watching an Avatar. The graphics look so good in the previews. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So we'll have something to talk about before then, but we're both excited for that to come out. I know I am. So
I'm very excited, and we're just like a month away, so it's like, oh man, it's coming.
yeah, yeah. So, all right. Well, I think unless you have anything else Lego to say for this episode, I think we can say that this is a wrap. We got a good episode in here.
We sure did.
All right. So then, from
And
all of us here at Bantha Milk Podcast, as I always say, we have spoken.
we have spoken.
awesome.